One of the most epic and captivating anime to ever grace our screens, none other than Vinland Saga. This series tells the story of a young warrior named Thorfinn and his journey through the brutal world of the Vikings. From its stunning animation and action-packed battles to its richly developed characters and thought-provoking themes, Vinland Saga is a masterful work of storytelling that stands out as one of the greatest anime of all time. Now with the Winter 2023 season, we finally have Season 2 of Vinland Saga after 3 long years, and I've got to say, it's been killer, man. Absolute killer. But today's video is basically a homage to the beautiful, beautiful work that is Vinland Saga Season 1. So the anime adaptation of Vinland Saga was first released in 2019 and received widespread critical acclaim for its intricate storytelling, detailed historical accuracy, and stunning animation. The series is a mature and complex exploration of the various themes of power, revenge, and the human conditions set against the brutal and unforgiving background of the Viking Age. This historical epic, based on the manga by Makoto Yukimura, tells the story of Thorfinn, and just a quick heads up that there will be minor spoilers here in regards to the series' first 4 episodes, which is basically the prologue to the prologue. Yeah, anyway, Vinland Saga tells the story of Thorfinn, a young Viking warrior who seeks revenge for the death of his father at the hands of the ruthless leader Askeladd. But as Thorfinn's journey unfolds, we soon discover that there's much more to this story than just the revenge theme. With its stunning animation, complex characters, and gripping plot, Vinland Saga will keep you on the edge of your seat from the very start to the finish. I mean, the anime captured me with its opening minute, man. It went from this breathtaking field of wreaths and stuff, and then straight to, oh my god, battlefield and death. It was just absolutely freaking insane. Like I've mentioned, the anime is visually stunning. It's produced by Wit Studio, the studio behind Attack on Titan, and it's Season 2 now by MAPPA, again, the studio behind Attack on Titan. The detailed animation of the landscapes, the architecture, and the ships are all top-notch, and the character designs are also very impressive. The action sequences are also very well animated and intense, making the audience feel like they are part of the action. The attention to detail in the animation really helps to bring the 11th century to life in a way that makes the audience feel like, you're actually there. It just brings that story to life in a way that is both visually stunning and emotionally impactful. Going back to those fight scenes, but I've got to say they are particularly noteworthy as they are both ferocious and expertly choreographed. Some of the kills are just off the charts too. Really, really, really spoke to me, that did. The attention to detail in the animation, from the characters' movements to the subtle expressions on the faces, just adds that realism to the series and makes it easy for the viewer to become fully immersed in this story. Now, one of the greatest aspects of Vinland Saga is its cast of characters. Each character is well developed and the audience can't help but feel a connection to them in some way. Thorfinn is a complex character who is driven by his desire for revenge, but as the series progresses, he begins to question his actions and motivations. At the beginning of the series, Thorfinn is a skilled warrior who is driven solely by this desire for revenge. He is initially portrayed as a stoic and emotionless character, willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goal. He does have a fierce determination and a sense of purpose that makes him a formidable fighter. However, as the series progresses, Thorfinn's character develops and begins to question the true nature of revenge and the morality of his actions. He starts to realize that his desire for revenge has consumed his entire life, and he starts to question the true nature of justice and morality. Throughout the series, this is just shown, Thorfinn is this complex and multi-faced character. He is capable of both intense rage and deep sadness. His relationship with Askeladd is very central to his character in that first season, as he sees him as both, kind of as a mentor and definitely as a rival. In many ways, Thorfinn and Askeladd are opposite sides of the same coin, with Thorfinn representing the ideal of a noble warrior, while Askeladd represents the reality of the brutal and unforgiving world in which they live. And it's just beautiful to see, you know. Thorfinn's journey throughout the series is an intense and emotional one as he grapples with the weight of his past and the reality of his present. He is a character who is constantly evolving, and his struggles and triumphs are deeply relatable and powerful. In a sense, I guess you could say he is a true representation of the human condition. You know, a warrior who is driven by his desire for revenge, but whose ultimate goal is to find a sense of peace and understanding in a world that is often violent and very, very unforgiving. Now, Askeladd, he is also a complex character who may initially be portrayed as the villain, but as the series progresses, the audience begins to understand his actions and motivations. Make no mistake, this guy is an antagonist. You know, he's like the biggest arsehole you'll ever meet, but at the same time, he is your favorite character in the show all at the same time. As a warrior, Askeladd is a fierce and skilled fighter who commands respect and fear from his men. He's also a very smart tactician that can outmaneuver his enemies on the battlefield, and his ability to read people and situations make him a powerful leader that can really rally his warriors to victory. Askeladd is, of course, also a manipulator who often uses people for his own gain. He recognizes the potential for Thorfinn's abilities as a warrior and leader and manipulates him to achieve his own goals. To do this, he uses Thorfinn's desire for revenge as a tool to motivate him. Askeladd also uses his charisma and intelligence to control and manipulate the other members of his warband to achieve his own objectives. However, Askeladd's actions are not without their own moral and ethical considerations. He is fully aware of the cost and consequences of his actions and is often torn by his own conscience, and this really adds depth to his character, making him a sympathetic character despite his violent and ruthless actions. Now, there's a whole band of supporting characters in this show. They are brilliant and they also play an important role. You know, the audience can't help but feel a connection to every single one of them. The storytelling is just out of this world. Now, the anime doesn't shy away from showing the brutal realities of war and how it affects people on both sides. It also explores the politics of the time and how different cultures interact and clash. Like I mentioned, the anime also deals with the theme of religion and how it is used as a tool for power. It's not all that often, and I can only think of a handful, of anime series that can tackle such complex themes and do it well. And I gotta say, Vinland Saga does this masterfully. Another of the main themes of Vinland Saga is the nature of power and the different ways that it can be wielded. Askeladd is a perfect example of this, as he is both a charismatic leader and a ruthless killer. He is a complex figure who is both admired and reviled by those around him, and his actions are a reflection of the harsh realities of the time in which he lives. The series just does a fantastic job of depicting the different ways power can be used and how it can corrupt even the most noble of souls. Another major theme of Vinland Saga is, of course, revenge and the human desire for it. Thorfinn's desire to avenge his father's death is a driving force throughout the series, and it leads him to question the true nature of justice and morality. His journey is a powerful exploration of the human psyche and the lengths we will go to in the name of revenge. The series also delivers in the idea that revenge can be both satisfying and damaging, and that true closure may not actually be achievable through violence. Vinland Saga has just been praised for its historical accuracy, which adds depth and realism to the story. The series takes place in the 11th century during the height of the Viking Age and depicts the culture, religion, and everyday life of the time in great detail. The historical accuracy extends to the depiction of the battles and warfare in the era as well. The series shows the Vikings' weapons and fighting styles, including the uses of axes, shields, and spears. The animations of the battles are expertly done, and it gives the viewer a sense of the brutality and chaos of warfare in that age. The series also depicts the historical events of the era, such as the arrival of Christianity in the Viking society and the conflicts that arise between the traditional Norse religion and this new religion itself. This historical accuracy adds a layer of realism to the story, making it feel authentic and immersive, and it really helps the audience to understand the context of the time the story takes place in. Vinland Saga is just such a thought-provoking looking and visually stunning anime series that explores the themes of power, revenge, and the human condition against the harsh and unforgiving background of the Viking Age. Its attention to historical accuracy and stunning animation paired with the complex and well-developed characters makes it one of the best anime of recent years. So if you're a fan of epic historical dramas or just a lover of great anime in general, then be sure to watch Vinland Saga. Its season 2 is currently airing, and though slower in pace, it has just done what Vinland Saga does well. It tells a story, it makes you feel connected to the characters, and it is just such an amazing experience. Do not miss this show. Now, while you wait for the next video to drop, click the video link here to see my first impressions of episode 1 of Vinland Saga's season 2, and why you should probably check it out yourself. But that is it from me. Guys, as always, you take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon. Peace!